دائما أبدا لا إله إلا الله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. So brothers, today we continue on step 6, recognizing the reality of this life, recognizing it's a small part of the whole reality of the afterlife. That's when we have talked last time about the problem, the denial that we have. Even if in our mentality we don't have it, in our actions we do. The denial, the doubtness, and the people who said, we're going to figure it out. We are successful in this dunya, we'll figure it out there. We are of high status in this dunya. We are going to be able to be okay on the day of judgment. We are abna'ullahi wa ahibba'uh. We are this hereafter is khalisatan lana. We said how Quran, how Sayyidina Muhammad, how the Sahaba dealt with that topic. And today we're going to talk about the steps that the Quran and Islam has dealt with this issue with the disbelievers. They used to say, أَإِذَا مِتْنَا وَكُنَّا تُرَابًا ذَلِكَ رَجْعٌ بَعِيدٌ. When we are dead and have become dust, shall we be resurrected? That is a far return. وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم in Surah Yasin. He presents for us an example and he forgets his own creation. He says, who will give life to the bones while they are disintegrated? Why is it strange? That's the first stop that Allah Azza wa Jal talks to the people. Why is it strange? ذلك رجع بعيد. Why is it unlikely? قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة. Say, he will give them life who produced them the first time, and he is of all creation knowing. وهو بكل خلق عليم. We said last time, if you are the producer of a computer or robot or وتعالى الله عز وجل وهو بكل خلق عليم. He knows. He created the whole thing. He didn't just create the humans, right? He created the human from a sperm. He created the fire from the green tree. He created earth and heavens. You know earth and heavens? We know now about earth and heavens much more than what they knew. And Allah Azza wa Jal tells us, لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ خَلْقِ النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. The creation of the heavens and earth are indeed greater than the creation of mankind, yet most of mankind don't know. إِنَّمَا أَمْرُهُ إِذَا أَرَادَ شَيْئًا أَن يَقُولَ لَهُ كُن فَيَكُونُ. So that's the first stop. Why is it weird? He created you the first time, he will be able to create you the second time. Allah Azza wa Jal gives us examples afterwards, right? Remember the story of Sayyidina Musa and Bani Israel and the dead man and the cow? Go back and read it in Surah Al-Baqarah. فَقُلْنَا اضْرِبُوهُ بِبَعْضِهَا كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ الْمَوْتَى. So we said, strike the dead man with a piece of the cow. Thus Allah brings the dead back to life and shows you his proofs so that you may understand. They have witnessed that. Remember Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, وَإِذْ تُخْرِجُ الْمَوْتَى بِإِذْنِي. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah Azza wa Jal tells him, when you brought forth the dead with my permission. People witnessed that. Remember the story of Ibrahim, رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. Oh Allah, show me, my Lord, show me how you give life to the dead. And then we read the story of the birds and how you put a bird on each part of the mountain and ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا. Multiple stories of the Quran showing us it's not impossible, right? It is Allah Azza wa Jal created you the first time, He can create you again. Here are examples. أَوْ كَالَّذِي مَرَّ عَلَى قَرْيَةٍ وَهِيَ خَاوِيَةٌ عَلَى عُرُوشِهَا. Consider such an example as the one who passed by the township which had fallen into ruins. It's dead. So the guy asks himself, he said, how will Allah bring this to life after its death? فَأَمَاتَهُ اللَّهُ مئة عام ثم بعثه. Allah Azza wa Jal caused them to die for 100 years and then He revived them. He said, how long have you remained? He said, the man said, didn't know what happened. And that's what's going to happen to us Yawm al-Qiyamah. We will die, and then the next thing we know, we are opening our eyes. He said, oh, I've remained day or part of the day. I was asleep. That's what he thought, right? He said, rather, you have remained 100 years. Look at the food and the drink, right? Your food and drink have not changed at all. Look at your body. You died, came back. You have not got disintegrated, but look at your donkey, right? And we will make you a sign for the people, and look at the bones. وانظر إلى العظام كيف ننشزها. The donkey was completely bones, just left bones. Look at the bones of this donkey, how we raised them, and then we cover them with flesh. And when it became clear to him, he said, I know that Allah over all things competent. So Allah Azza wa Jal gives us example. That's what's going to happen to us. And that happens to us every day. That's the third way. Every day we go to sleep, we wake up, we open our eyes, right? وَالَّذِي Rasulullah ﷺ stood up and was talking to Abu Jahl, to Umar, to everybody. وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ. I swear, لَتَمُوتُنَّ كَمَا تَنَامُونَ. You will die like you go to sleep. وَلَتُبْعَثُنَّ كَمَا تَسْتَيْقِظُونَ. And you will open your eyes thinking you just woke up from sleep, and that will be your bath. But that time, أَلَا وَإِنَّهَا الْجَنَّةُ أَبَدًا أَوْ النَّارُ أَبَدًا. الله يتوفى الأنفس حين موتها والتي لم تمت في منامها. Allah takes the souls at the time of their death, and those that do not die, He takes during their sleep. Then He keeps those for which He has decreed death and releases the others for a specified term. We see the creation every day. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنَّكَ تَرَى الْأَرْضَ خَاشِعَةً. And of His signs that you see that the earth is stilled. فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءَ. But when we send down upon it rain, it quivers, becomes alive again. We see that every year through our seasons, right? It quivers and grows. Indeed, He who has given the life is the giver of life to the dead. Indeed, He is over all things competent. إِنَّ الَّذِي أَحْيَاهَا لَمُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى إِنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in Quran, يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. So we experience it every day. Allah Azza wa Jal created us. He can bring us back. He gave us examples, and it's part of the iman in the justice of Allah. What's the point if you can do everything you want to do in this life and then you die and it's done? Where is the justice? One of the names of Allah Azza wa Jal, Al-Adl, attributes of Allah Azza wa Jal, He is the just. أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تَرْجِعُونَ. Then did you think that we created you uselessly and that to us you would not be returned? So exalted is Allah. فَتَعَالَى اللَّهُ الْمَلِكُ الْحَقِّ. The sovereign, the truth. They don't go together, right? There is adl. There is adl. أَفَنَجْعَلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ كَالْمُجْرِمِينَ. Then will we treat Muslims like the criminals? The believers who did all the good deeds like the criminals? مَا لَكُمْ كَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ. Where is the adl? Where is the justice? What is the matter with you? How do you judge? In Surah Al-Qalam, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَنَدَعُ الْمَوَازِينَ الْقِسْطَ لِيَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ. And we place the scales of justice for the day of resurrection, so no soul will be treated unjustly at all. فَلَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَإِنْ كَانَ مِثْقَالَ حَبَّةٍ مِّنْ خَرْدَلٍ أَتَيْنَا بِهَا وَكَفَى بِنَا حَاسِبِينَ. And if there is even the weight of a mustard seed, we will bring it forth, and sufficient are we as accountant. قد خسر الذين كذبوا بلقاء الله حتى إذا جاءتهم الساعة بغتة قالوا يا حسرتنا على ما فرطنا. We're just not gonna just open our eyes and wow, it's happening. We're gonna come lifting all these on our backs. وهم يحملون أوزارهم على ظهورهم. They will say, oh, how great is our regret over what we have neglected concerning it, while they bear their burdens on their back. Unquestionably, evil is which they bear. So, Allah Azza wa Jal swears by His name. زعم الذين كفروا أن لن يبعثوا قل بلى وربي لتبعثن. It's happening. It is a promise from Allah Azza wa Jal. The disbelievers pretend that they will never be resurrected. Say, O Muhammad, yes, by my Lord, you will certainly be resurrected, and then you will be informed and compensated for what you did. And that's easy for Allah. So Allah Azza wa Jal, they used to say, وَقَالُوا أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا وَرُفَاتًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. If we are bones and crumbled particles, we're going to be cremated. We're not going to be there. Look what Allah Azza wa Jal answers them. قُلْ كُونُوا حِجَارَةً أَوْ حَدِيدًا أو خلقا مما يكبر في صدوركم فسيقولون من يعيدنا قل الذي فطركم أول مرة. Be you stones or iron or any creation that you would think about. They will say, who will bring us back? Who will restore us? Say, the one who brought you forth the first time. They will nod their heads toward you and say, when is that? Say, perhaps it will be soon. So eventually, these people believed, رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ جَامِعُ النَّاسِ لِيَوْمٍ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَخْلُفُ الْمِيعَادَ. So, oh Allah, we know that you're going to gather people for that day, and you will never break that promise. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So now mentally, we're convinced, right? We know it's part of the pillars of Iman. How do we change this to the emotional connection? How do we all know that smoking can hurt you. We all know that a burger can hurt you. We all know, but still a lot of people do these stuff, right? Shaitan knew that Yawm al-Qiyamah is coming, right? He is actually all what he's doing until that day. He knows that Yawm al-Qiyamah is coming. We know that Yawm al-Qiyamah is coming. How can we change? How can we change our emotional connection? How is it gonna change our actions and our deeds and our connection? So read Quran. Third of the ayat of the Quran is talking about the Day of Judgment. It is very important. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through Jibreel, through Allah Azza wa Jal, did not leave anything for us to imagine. Basically, he sat one day and went over Yawm al-Qiyamah with the Sahaba. Go back to the hadith. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. You're going to open your eyes. فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. When the horn is blown in Surah Al-Mu'minun. When the horn is blown, no relation will be there be among them that day, nor will they be asked about one another. فإذا نفخ في الصور فلا أنساب بينهم يومئذ ولا هم يتساءلون. Shams will be close, the sun will be close, the angels will be around, there are scales. Where Rasulullah and the Quran have described everything about that day. We need a map, we need the GPS, we got it all. How to avoid this, how to avoid this, how to be in the shadow of Allah Azza wa Jal, of Dhill al-Arsh, how can we pick the Jannah, how we avoid hellfire, how do we straight on the straight path, how do we stay on the straight path. It's all written, it's all told to us. فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. And those whose scales are heavy with good deeds, it is they who are the successful. وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ فِي جَهَنَّمَ خَالِدُونَ. So everything is described. Number 2, Allah Azza wa Jal removed the jahiliyyah, the hamiyah from the Sahaba at that time. So we always think about this dunya, okay, he hurt me, I'll hurt him back. That's justice, right? Revenge. It's always, we have to be equal. Listen what Allah Azza wa Jal says. سَيَعْلَمُونَ غَدًا مَنِ الْكَذَّابُ الْأَشْرِ. They will know tomorrow, at the hereafter, who is the liar. About Abu Jahl. Why doesn't he know now? Why tomorrow? كَلَّا لَإِن لَمْ يَنْتَهِ لَنَسْفَعًا بِالنَّاصِيَةِ كَلَّا لَا تُطِعْهُ وَاسْجُدْ وَاقْتَرِبْ. So it's all Allah Azza wa Jal bring them the punishment of the hellfire as tell them to be patient. Wait. The goal is not to go punish people. The goal is to do guidance to people. So you saw even the killer of the uncle of Rasulullah, the most beloved uncle to him who supported him, Rasulullah forgave him. He became a Muslim. The goal is not to go punish people in this life. Don't be pacifist. It's not going to be, this is not an invitation to be a pacifist and okay. No, but the goal, change the whole way you think about it. فاصبر على ما يقولون. So be patient over the bad stuff they are saying to you, and exalt Allah and praise your Lord before rising of the sun and before its setting. So this dunya is nothing, is not everything. There will be a day coming where you are going to be either punished or rewarded. So أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء. So patience, patience. Think about the day of judgment. Don't just say this is the dunya and that's it, right? When the people of Medina came to do bay'ah, came to do the agreement with Rasulullah, they did the bay'ah that they will protect him, right? He was his own man. They were in Medina, Yathrib, small city compared to everything around it. And one of them told him, do you know what you are promising him? You're promising him protection. That means everybody is going to try to kill this man. You're going to be the guys with him. And they said, okay, we are on that. What's our reward? Told them one word, Al-Jannah. So again, remember this life. And that's the last part of the khutbah, reminding people about this hayat dunya, the inferior life, right? The test part. So, قالوا كم لبثتم في الأرض عدد سنين قالوا لبثنا يوما أو بعض يوم. We have stayed here a day or part of a day. This is not everything. We treat this dunya like everything. Allah Azza wa Jalla describes it in the Quran, متاع الغرور, متاع قليل. It's little, it's nothing. جناح بعوضة. إنما مثل الحياة الدنيا كماء أنزلناه من السماء فاختلط به نبات الأرض. The example of this worldly life is like rain which we have sent down from the sky, that the plants of earth absorb, those from which men and livestock eat, until when earth has taken its adornment and is beautified and its people suppose that they have capability over it, there comes it to it our command by night or day, and we make it as harvest. And if it is not had flourished as it's not has flourished yesterday, فَجَعَلْنَاهَا حَصِيدًا كَأَن لَّمْ تَغْنَ بِالْأَمْسِ. So let's reorganize our priorities. Let's understand with every decision we make, is it for this dunya, the mata' qalil, the nothing, or is it going to benefit us? Because one day we will all close our eyes, and the next thing we know, opening our eyes. We know about the qabr, about the grave. We know about the day of judgment, and we know it's jannatun abadan, or fire abadan, or narun abadan. أقول قولي واستغفر الله.